First of all, everyone began somewhere. Your beginning is really not important. It's where you end. And so all of us began somewhere. And I think the key to life as to what you become has to do with what you believe about yourself, what you believe about God, what you believe about people. Whenever you decide to become yourself, you become lonely.
Right.
Because everyone around you wants you to be like them, or they want you to be them. So when you discover that you are unique, you are special, you are important, and you decide to become who you are and achieve what you were dreaming, loneliness is the result. And I say this many times, and in my books I write about this, that every true vision only has one believer first. And it's the person who have that vision.
Wow.
And that's what makes it lonely. But what attracts people to you is when you decide that you don't care if you're lonely, you're still going to pursue the vision.
That's right.
So it's the desire to use your aloneness properly that makes people come to you. You're no longer alone. And so I have been alone most of the time. I'm lonely now because a leader is always lonely because they are out front. There's no one out there with them. When you think about it, if you have everyone around you, then you're part of the crowd.
That's true.
So leaders they live a lonely life, but they chose that loneliness. And that's important. You have to choose to be alone if you're going to change the world. And every great leader in history, as you study them, they really found their true self when they was alone. You know, Moses was in the wilderness. Jesus Christ was in the desert. Paul went to the desert. You know, and so when you pursue something that is more important than the crowd, you end up leading the crowd.
Wow.
Someone said you cannot lead an orchestra unless you turn your back to the crowd. Think about it for a minute.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you're going to be the leader, you got to turn your back on the crowd, and then you can lead life. Every problem is a business. I'm going to close on this verse. Sow your seed in the morning. You know who wrote this? The richest man that ever lived. Normally, I would suggest to people, if you want to be successful, don't take advice from a failure. This guy was the richest man that ever lived. I figure you better listen to the fella. Here's what he says. Sow your seed in the morning, and in the evening, let not your hands be idle. He tells you why. Because you know not which one might prosper you, whether this one or that one or both. This is good advice. Let me explain what he means. He says in the morning, go to work on your job. In the evening, work on your own business. See it there? In the morning, go to your job. In the evening, work on your work. In the morning, go to the job. In the evening, don't watch TV. Do you know that your future is after 5 p.m.? Please listen to me before I go. See, you don't understand. You build your life after you go home. Because from 9 to 5, you don't own your life. Think for a minute. You got a 9 to 5 job. That means you cannot grow between 9 and 5. You can't work on your future between 9 and 5. You're building someone else's. You got to work after 5. After 5 o'clock, start thinking, dreaming, working, developing. Why? He says, in the evening, let not your hands be idle. Now he tells you why. Because you know not which one will succeed. Now the folks who were just laid off this week from the hotel, if they only had the morning seed, they're in trouble. I'm talking to some of you. You need to go home and start working after 5. Life begins after 5 p.m. Your life. Sometimes people joke me, they joke with me and say, but Pastor Miles, you know how they sleep. You're right. Most of the time, I am working between, 6 and 2, 3 a.m. 4 a.m. is easy for me to go to work. I'm just going to bed at 4 a.m. My wife will tell you, but because you can't build your future by going to bed for 8 hours. 8 hours times 7 is 56. That means you sleep 2 days every week. No, this is serious business. You never thought about it. You sleep 2 days every week. Most successful people build their lives while you are sleeping. Sow your seed in the morning. And in the evening, let not your hands be idle. You see those books that Dr. Richard wrote? He didn't write them between 9 and 5. He probably was up late in the night working on, all Pastor Dave, working hard. I want to talk about me, oh my God. To produce a global book, man, with research. You can't go to bed 9 o'clock. Sow your seed in the morning, and after 5, start working, he says. Both may succeed, you know. You don't know which one. Boy, Bahamians love 5 o'clock. Get out of my way. Where you going? Home. That's about it, just home. We're so busy going home, we don't go to our destiny. Be a different person. Don't be a normal person, please. Let today be the last day you allow TV to destroy your life.